Now, as you already know that today NEO gave us their Q4 earnings results. Some of the investors are quite sad about the earnings results, whilst others are still very bullish on the NEO stock. In fact, even some of the big financial institutions are coming out and maintaining their bullish on this NEO stock, or maintaining their bullish sentiment on this NEO stock, which is something that is incredible. I mean, today we read a nice article from Citi, which just reiterated its price target and maintained a buy rating on this NEO stock. So Citi is keeping their NEO price target, or 12 months price target, at around $87 per stock, which is something that must just show you that it looks like big institutions or big financial institutions are still maintaining a buy rating on this NEO stock. In fact, we saw companies or big institutions like Deutsche Bank, which just also maintained or kept their price target of NEO to $50. Yes, we know that their previous price target was around $70 and they brought it down to $50 due to the political tensions and the supply chain, but they are still overall maintaining a buy rating, which is something that is incredible. Same goes with Morgan Stanley, though they reduced the price target, but in a nutshell or overall they are still maintaining, or they still have a buy rating on this NEO stock. Now, this is something that as a retail investor must just make you to probably focus, or probably know that when you are investing in stocks like NEO, yes, the short-term headwinds might be there, but in the longer term, this is a stock that is promising, which is why we are seeing these big fishes, big financial institutions continuing to maintain their buy rating onto this NEO stock. Otherwise, for those of you that have not seen those Q4 earnings results, NEO reported, guys, total revenues of around $1.55 billion for the Q4 of 2021, which was higher than the total revenue which analysts had expected, because you remember that analyst or Wall Street was expecting NEO to report total revenues of around $1.53 billion. Now, the fact that, or to see that NEO reported or managed to report more revenues than analyst expectation, it's a good sign that this company is headed towards the right direction. Now, though the EPS or the earnings per share fell short, or they reported a wider than expected EPS or earnings per share, NEO is still a very good company which is just set to do very well. I mean, for those of you, of course, who have seen the EPS, you'll notice, or you will know by now, that NEO reported an EPS of around 0 or negative 0.16, which is higher than what analysts expected. As analysts expected NEO to report, or they were expecting NEO to report a negative EPS of around minus 0.14. Now, to see or get to see NEO reporting a negative EPS of 0.16 is something that is making some of the investors to be a bit worried or to panic due to this. But NEO, me personally, I'm still very bullish. I still think that this is a company which is just set to do very well. Now, one of the things, if you watch yesterday's video, or the video which I posted yesterday, I did indicate to you that on these earnings, another thing that I will be monitoring was the guidance for the Q1 deliveries. And yesterday I did mention that Deutsche Bank indicated that they believe that NEO will deliver total vehicles of around 25,000 for the Q1 of 2022. Well, NEO came out today and indicated, or gave us, that they believe that they can be able to deliver vehicles of between 25,000 to 26,000 vehicles for this Q1 of 2022, which is something that is incredible, because it looks like worst case scenario. In a worst case scenario, NEO, for the March deliveries, they can deliver 9,500 vehicles, which is not bad, looking that this is the figure that we can expect worst case scenario. Otherwise, we can also expect, or on the high side, NEO to deliver around 10,500. This is the most that NEO can deliver this month of March, which is something that, again, it's quite amazing. But of course, you will remember that as per yesterday's video, I did indicate that the reason why NEO is delivering, or will deliver, these low vehicles is the fact that you remember that some of the cities which NIO is selling their cars. They are in hard lockdown right now because of the fact that COVID cases have surged in those cities. Some of the cities in China, or with that resulted some of the cities going into hard lockdown, which is why NIO will not or was not able to sell their cars in some of those cities. But I believe that this again is a short-term thing, and we're going to see NIO recovering in the future. Otherwise, you'll remember that from the Q2 of 2022, as I've indicated, from Deutsche believes that from the Q2 going forward, we can expect NIO to deliver around 15,000 to 20,000 vehicles, which is something that is truly amazing. This is something that must just show you that from here, NIO is a company that continues to increase or report better vehicle numbers than the numbers they'd reported previously. And the fact that right now, or in the Q2 of 2022, we'll be expecting the JAG-NIO or the JAG-NIO factory to have a production capacity of 300,000 vehicles annually. It is something that must just show you that this is a company that will do quite well. So these deliveries, or those slow deliveries, 10,000 deliveries that NIO has been reporting for some time, it is almost coming to an end, and we are going to see NIO ramping up and delivering much better deliveries than the ones they are reporting right now due to the JAG-NIO upgrade, and also in the Q3 their NIO Park opening, which is something that is truly amazing, because with NIO Park, you know that already their production capacity annually there is 1 million, which is definitely going to come and seriously boost their deliveries. And you remember that NIO, ladies and gents, they have maintained that they will, or they believe that they will deliver 100% delivery rate even in 2022, meaning that worst case scenario, NIO believes that they will deliver around 182,000 vehicles this year, which Deutsche Bank, of course, came out and said that they believe NIO will deliver around 160,000 vehicles annual this year. But NIO themselves, they believe that they can hit over 180,000 vehicles, which is something that is truly amazing, and must just show you that this is just the start, or this is just the beginning of the good things that are yet to come. Now, you remember that as per yesterday's video, another thing that I said I would look at is the cash and cash equivalent that NIO is going to report for their Q4 earnings results, which you will remember that I think in the last quarter NIO had reported a cash and a cash equivalent, or a cash balance of around $7.3 billion. Now, ladies and gents, for the Q4 earnings results, NIO reported a cash and cash equivalent of around $8.7 billion. So NIO now has cash and cash equivalents of around $8.7 billion, which is something that is truly amazing, because like I always say, this just provides NIO, or this just means that NIO's balance sheet is quite strong, which offers the highest level of liquidity when it comes to short-term obligations and operating expenses should things go south for NIO. This is supposed to be taken as good news, but one of the main things, of course, about the earnings results is that we are seeing that some big institutions continue to be bullish on this NIO stock, which I believe it should be the same thing with you. You should continue to be positive on this NIO stock, because this, whether you like it or not, this is a stock that will be a long-term winner. The deliveries of NIO are going to continue to increase. Whether you might be seeing some tweets indicating that NIO is not going anywhere, because I've noticed that especially after the Q4 earnings, there are some people in social media who are saying that this stock will never go anywhere, and they tend to forget that this coming Monday NIO will be starting with the deliveries of their ET7. Then come the deliveries of their new second sedan called the ET5. Then the ES7, which is their new SUV, which all these three new models, which by the way NIO on the Q4 confirmed that they will deliver the NT, or they will come with the NT 2.0 platform. It is something that is truly amazing, though I know that in NIO, or in some of their NIO cars, they were using version 0.7, which was not a complete version. So on their Q4 earnings results, we read that NIO will deliver these 3 models this year with the NT 2.0 platform, which is something that is truly amazing. Now, this is something that should continue to motivate you to stay long onto this new stock, because this is a stock, like I said, which will do very well, and I still remain bullish on this stock because its fundamentals and its future prospects are just so amazing. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that this video was amazing, please don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so that YouTube can notify you every time I release a video. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.